feels good to be back.
It's been a minute, ain't it?
What, dude? It's been a week. Like we skipped last week, and like it feels like it's been a month, man.
It
So
does.
I'm
It's
excited about this.
been wild.
Well, guys, welcome to episode 157 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing tonight. Epic trips, bro. Epic trips we took. Eric did Six Summer in his LS swapped convertible 240. I drove 2,700 miles in Stanley, my 66 C10. We're also going to cover event results, dude. Lots of events finished up. We've got Six Summer, of course. We've got BC DragIT Challenge, East Coast Drag and Drive, Alaska Speedweek, and something else I think you have in there as well. Man, it's crazy that there's that many events ending, but being gone for a week kind of shows that's what happens, man. Things just keep rolling. So, Mr. Eric White, if you'll hit the intro, we'll do this thing.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Like I said, welcome to episode 157 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks. You can see it right over here, right here. It's my name right there. Host of the show tonight, and the news that typically happens on Saturday mornings, and also across country driving mofo in an old truck. Dude, it was crazy. I can't wait to tell these stories. It was an absolutely incredible trip. My right hand man, my co-host, Mr. Eric White over here. Tell him what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White, co-host of both these show and the news. Tons of photos from Six Summer. Finally wrapped up all of the circuit photos, which are on the Pixie Set website for purchase. And same thing, just did 625 miles, I think, in the 240 for Six Summer, which is honestly probably more miles than I have put on that thing in the last 5 years combined. So it was,
Gosh.
again, a ton of fun as well.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. It's going to be great hearing that story because, like, during that time, I was so busy trying to get ready for my trip that a lot of times, like, I was catching up on your stuff on Facebook, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it was tough on your side. There's Daniel Baisley right there, man. Big shout out to that guy. I'm going to talk about him here in a little bit, setting up some great routes during the Great American Detour. Well, guys, y'all know how this works right here. You've seen it before, you've heard it before, but we cannot do this. We cannot do what we do without our race car friends. So I just want to say thank you so much for all the support, all of the shares, all the cool stuff everybody did over the last like 2 weeks, man. It's been absolutely insane. One note we didn't make during the Drag Driver Pete stuff, dude, we crossed 30,000 people on Facebook followers. That's absolutely insane for us to do that. We're almost to 100,000 between Facebook and Instagram. Like,
Wow.
when you think about that, that just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. So I'm excited to get in the middle of all this and tell all the fun stories. But again, thank you so much, guys, for being our race car friends. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. We can't do it without them. And you got to hang out with some of these folks while you were at Six Summer. So
Yep.
big shout out to Summit, who let you park your car in their booth during Six Summer. That was pretty cool. Deech Works, who I wish I had kept going with the Great American Detour because we could have swung by there and done burnouts in front of their shop. Molly Motorsport, of course, Adam coming all the way out to from North Carolina for the circuit, and then all the stuff they do for us here at Drag Driver Pete. And Driven Racing Oil, you got to also park in their booth during Six Summer. Pretty freaking cool. And of course, Howard's Cams, Luke B, our boy up there, making big power in the Old truck ran a personal best. Big shout out to Luke B and helping get that ready. J Wire Solutions, of course, Jay Blanchard, the man between wiring and plumbing your hot rod. AFCO Racing Products. I got to get some shocks on the back of this stupid truck though, because we're going to tell those stories in a minute. So I'm going to be hitting up Eric Saffel here soon. Performer Built Transmissions. I wish I had been closer when I was in Pennsylvania, because I would have swung by and said hey to those guys. Best GM builders on the planet. Car Change 3D, of course. I have so many ideas now that I've been in that truck, a regular cab truck, for 2,700 miles in 7 days. I have ideas after ideas after ideas that I'm going to be talking to Corey about tomorrow. And of course, Low Dollar Motorsports, man. If you need data, they're the ones. I'm also going to call them. I want some travel sensors on this stupid thing to see how much that front end bounced. That's what I don't need it for traction. I just want to see how far up that stupid thing goes, because I tested on them Indiana roads, man. It was insane. Oh, it was a good time. Well, of course, Summit Racing being our title sponsor here at the show, the news, and the circuit. We're going to let Brian Loans tell you about what all they got going on.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Dude, I like how it's blazing fast shipping, and that truck's like, like that thing needs to be like laying burnouts, man.
Big shout out to Summit. I'll talk about it here shortly, but got bearings for the Mustang from Summit Racing for the new engine. So
cannot wait, man. It's going to be so cool. They posted something I thought was really interesting. So the On All Cylinders podcast, who I got to meet the guy during Power Tour. That was super cool to put a face with a voice. You know, I feel like a lot of people are kind of like us, where they listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and you don't ever see that person. But I got to meet him. Cannot remember his name off the top of my head right here. But how about the 20 most significant automotive milestones of 1976 to 2026? So for the last 50 years, bro. You want to hear what some of this stuff is?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Fox Body gets EFI. Okay, that was 1986. Thought that was a cool update. 89, Chevrolet introduces the first modern crate engine with a buyable 350 horsepower Chevrolet 350. 1997, this is when everything changed. The LS introduced. I mean, come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, boy.
That's what has changed everything. And then I think this one's probably one of the most important things for race car people. It allowed a lot more trash talk across the world, and this kind of laid the groundwork for some stuff. But the internet, bro, the internet, like, dang, forums were huge back before you were even probably old enough to play in forums. We were all talking about all the cool stuff.
Oh, we had one for my town here too. It was a local like street racing one.
Oh yeah, man, I do miss forums. And there's a lot of times where if you're searching for a problem, forum stuff comes up, especially if you're looking for something on like an 03 or 04. So kind of fun. How about 2001? I know you're going to remember this. This has changed your life. Was the Fast and the Furious movie?
Yeah, we were
completely changed your life.
Wife and I actually were just watching Too Fast, Too Furious the other night when we couldn't find anything else to watch on TV.
Yeah. Which I will say this. I think that one's more fun than the first one.
Ooh, I think my wife would be on your side. That's her favorite, but I don't know.
But dude, why the purple Eclipse? Like, I know they had to pay so much money to have that in, but man, Mitsubishi
front wheel drive
with that one. Oh, missed the boat with it.
And if you look at that scene where they're driving on the highway, everything else is rear wheel drive or all wheel drive, and then there's the Eclipse.
Yeah. And yeah, Mitsubishi missed the boat. If they had went second gen to fourth gen, Mitsubishi would still be a player, but they didn't. They went with that stupid third gen Eclipse, and Anyways, it's a long rabbit hole there. How about 2005, the first Hot Rod Drag Week?
Oh yeah, bring it on,
dude. When I saw that, I was like, these people get it. They're smart.
Yeah,
you understand. 2011, Ford introduces the Coyote. And for whatever reason, I've been looking at like 2012 to 2015 GT Mustang. I don't know why. I'm not buying one, but man, they've like caught my eye, and I'm like, maybe. And then 2015. This is the last one for my notes here. Affordable EFI systems. I thought that is a great point. There was a lot of people that moved to EFI then, started driving their cars a lot more, all that kind of stuff in 2015 and later. So to see the full list, all 20 of them go in there. There's some really cool stuff. There's some stuff I was like, yeah, probably, I guess milestones, yes, but Corvette stuff doesn't do anything for me, but I get why it needs to be there and why it's in it. So, but I thought that was a really good list.
Yeah, definitely some cool things that you highlighted at least.
Yeah. Especially the first Hot Rod Drag Week. Like that making the list, pretty cool. And Power Tour didn't even make that list. And they had 7,000 cars. So that's probably an honorable mention that was in there that they just forgot. That's the way it goes. But you guys can find that on allcylinders.com, summitracing.com/onallcylinders, I think, something like that. But I thought this was a cool shot. Of course, iconic car, Tom Bailey's 1.0. So, and if you guys are on Summit Racing, you can actually go to our Facebook page or our website, and any Summit link on there takes you right through our affiliate link there. So you can help us and all that kind of cool stuff. All right, Drag Driver Pete updates. Let's start with your stuff, man.
Cole says that you say you don't like Corvettes till you try on your first pair of New Balances.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I appreciate Corvettes. They're just not my jam.
If I get to a point one day where I'm done wrenching and building stuff, I'm buying a Corvette. Just saying.
No way, dude. I'm buying an old car and I'm gonna have somebody else build it. Like
that's a pretty good option too.
Right. If I'm spending 80, let's have somebody build me something cool.
That's fair. I can get down with that too.
Yeah.
So here, Fox body update. So it's been a little bit. I was waiting on bearings, so I do have cam bearings. I've got Molly, main, and rod bearings, all from Summit Racing. While at Six Summer, I got some driven engine assembly lube for putting that Howard's cam in. Talked to Mark Campbell at Deechworks and worked out our fuel system, so that should be coming soon. So everything's been kind of progressing here. So bearings are going to go in first, obviously. Mm-hmm. Then we've got the Gen 4 rods with the Molly Power Pack pistons and the Howard's cam. Getting all that together, we should have a rotating assembly here fairly soon.
Dude, that's so awesome. I can't wait. This car has me really excited. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff we're going to do with this, and hopefully be very competitive by middle of next year. You got to get some testing, got to get the car out, got to get, street miles done, all the kind of cool stuff that comes along with that. And I think that's going to be really fun for folks that watch us regularly who have never really seen us in anything cool. I mean, we've typically done rental cars or our own personal things like that as we go to events, but it'll be really cool to actually race, like you race in one with the car that's competitively fast. I think that'll be a good time, because I raced at Great American Detour, but it was not competitive or fast.
So. Yeah, it'll be exciting for sure. I'm looking forward to getting back to it and putting it together. It's been a long process, but if you remember, this all started with having a radiator that was too small for me to drive it around town. And here we are building the engine to put back in it. So things escalated kind of quickly there.
Yeah, while I'm in there.
Yes, a lot of that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dude, yeah, I'm really pumped about that. For me, up next that I'm most excited about under Drag Driver Pete stuff is Heads Up Hustle and announcing. My plan is to begin making notes for the racers that I know are coming. John Paul Frank sent us a list the other day. And so I'm going to go through, make some historical notes, make some notes of stuff, what I want to talk about when they're there and when I'm on the mic. So I'm really excited to be here. This will be my third year announcing at this, which the cool thing about Drag and Drive is you get a lot of the racers back. So you have the historical from the previous few years, but then now we're seeing a lot more people come in from around the community for this event and, going to get in and be able to talk about all them too. So it's going to be kind of cool. I'm really pumped.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And then also, lastly, I do have to say this. We crossed 30,000 followers on Facebook. That's absolutely insane. That's insane. Thank you guys so much for doing that, hitting that follow button on Facebook. It's really cool to see that we're at like 12,700 on YouTube. We're at 68,000 on Instagram. And for some reason, I have been shadow banned on TikTok. Like, I post up a video that I think is decent, and it gets 150 views. So
Listen,
if you
TikTok
guys,
does not like burnouts, and we love burnouts, so I blame it on that.
dude, they must hate me for posting burnouts in the past, because now I don't even post burnouts, because I'm like, dude, they don't like it. I don't know. You guys are communists or something. So they're against burnouts, which is un-American. So, anyways, big shout out to everybody. Thank you all so much, man. It's really cool for us to do this. 157 episodes here. Well, I mean, I think we've probably posted 8,000 plus posts across all of the social media game in the last 3 years, 4 years. And it's been incredible. It has been incredible. So, all right, let's move into some driven stuff.
All right, hit this ad read and we'll jump right in.
Hey, it's Brandon from Fort Smith, Arkansas here. Driven Racing Oil is a performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application. Whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or pushing the limits in top-fueled drag boats and demo derbies, winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting-edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cleaning and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance.
Yeah, Richard says TikTok has throttled anything that's not controversial or unboosted or promoted.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's the way it works. I'm not boosting stuff over there.
Yeah.
You're not going to let me show burnouts. You get away from me.
Yep. So again, code DDR10 for Driven Racing Oil, 10% off of anything at drivenracingoil.com. And again, shout out, got that engine assembly lube while I was at Six Summer, and got some of that speed clean. Let me tell you, white wheels, not great for lots of driving. So speed clean works amazing at cleaning the wheels. Cleaned it Friday morning as I was parked in the Summit booth, and Tom Bailey happened to walk by and made a comment. He goes, "Must be nice. The only thing that you have to do is speed clean your wheels for the day." I was like, "Yep, that's right."
That's awesome. Well, I got a package today, so big shout out to Bill Alexander. I got a package today I'm making the switch, obviously, to Driven on the old truck now that I'm going to be driving it a bunch more. So kind of excited about making that changeover. So I hope to get the oil changed on Friday in that truck. I don't even want to look at it, to be honest with you. So
It's a love-hate relationship right now.
Man, my back still hurts. We'll tell that story in a little bit.
All right. So looks like first thing we got up here is on the short circuit. So registration coming soon, huh?
Dude, 16 days for returning. I will say veteran drag drive repeat racers, not necessarily short circuit only. Those folks that did the short circuit with us last year will get an earlier opportunity than everyone else. But then we will open it to everyone that has done a circuit or a drag drive repeat event. I will say it that way. And then we will open it to the public if there are any spots available, which I don't think there will be.
Yeah. 100 car limit is going to go real quick.
Yeah, I hope everybody's ready. Get your typey fingers ready, because it's going to go very, very fast.
Yeah. Sweet. And you got something brewing behind stage here on this next single day event. Well, you're going to teach, and you're not going to tell us what it is.
No, we got hammered. August 2nd on this date is wrong, but I didn't have time to remake the flyer. So we have to figure out a new date. So that has led me down the rabbit hole of doing something really kind of fun. So me and Robert Young, owner of Velocity Motorsports, have been back and forth on what could be a good time. You know what I mean? Like how much fun we could have with this. And so there's some stuff that's working. We're going to have a great time with this, but I will tell you, get your sleep ahead of time is all I'm saying.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't even know what this is. So
yeah, it's going to be crazy. We're going to have a good time. And then last up, dude, the circuit 2027 is in 9 months.
Yeah.
10 months, I guess. Time to start planning. So we're already working on what we want to do with it. Eric and I have talked just briefly about it. I mean, we still have 2 events left in the year, which kind of, those take precedent over the circuit. So we'll start working on the circuit and plans. But we want to talk to you guys out there. I want to see where you want to go. We've always tried to move tracks around, at least one track. Like we've started at Mocan, went to Springfield, we started at Mocan, went to Tulsa. Now we're at Tulsa, going to Mocan, Tulsa, going to Oklahoma City. So I want to see kind of where everybody wants to go. I want to be centrally located and south. So I don't want to go to Byron because I don't think you guys are necessarily weather ready at the end of April.
Not that early.
Yeah, so it could be really strange. So I kind of want to hear. I don't want to say I don't. I want to hear where people want to go. I want to kind of start working towards that. I want this to not necessarily be the same tracks all the time. I know we have moved around and changed our routes and stuff like that, but as we were driving in on the Great American Detour, I was literally like, I've driven from Springfield to Oklahoma City on Route 66. I've done all of that. Like, I want to go somewhere cool. So let's talk. Hit us up. Send us a message on Facebook. Send us an email, dragdriverpete@gmail.com. Whatever. We want to talk about doing all this fun stuff and going all these places.
Would
Kyle
Sallisaw
Merriman,
be weird?
not at all. Not at all for the circuit. I will not. For one of the single day events, possibly something like that in 2027, but not for the circuit. There's too many cars, and Sallisaw is just not quite safe enough yet. They're getting there. I mean, they have all the equipment, they have all the EMS and all that kind of stuff. Great track, amazing people, great racers, just not for the circuit. All right. Tell us what else going on, man.
Yeah, so we are rolling into July. So, man, tons of events here coming up. So, next event is Street Week Sweden, which is coming up July 4th. That's only 3 days away. We have All Stars Drag and Drive July 8th through 12th, 7 days away. Then Big Sky Race Week, the 11th through the 17th, which is only 10 days away. Road Trip Drag Challenge number 2, the 17th through 19th, which is 16 days away. Then we have Pistons in the Pines, the 23rd through 25th, 22 days away. Heads Up Hustle, the 24th through 26th, which is 23 days away. Drop the Hammer Judgment Day on the 25th, 24 days away. And Miles of Mayhem, the 26th through 31st, which is 25 days away. So man, again, another busy month.
That's 8 events.
Yep. And we still have the Great American Detour going on.
Yeah.
And Buckeye Skips is still going on right now. Those both started end of June, rolling into the beginning of July.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dirty Panda here, says Cordova to Eddyville. Probably not there. I think that's too far north. I think we could really run into some weather situations. Cassie Lowry, now you're talking my language. Yellow Belly would be cool. That would be a lot of fun. I think that's more of a short circuit style event. Chris Morey. Apparently Indiana isn't weather ready by mid-May.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. And let's go up to Kyle Merriman. What his comment about that's right. The facility isn't where other tracks are. It's not that at all. I just don't think that that track is more outlaw, more no prep, more fun. I think that deserves something that's more fun. The circuit is, I want it to be more Rocky Mountain Race Week, more Drag Week, more, Six Summer type stuff. I just don't think that track is quite there. But man, I love it. It's a ton of fun to go down there to Sallisaw. It's a great track and great people. So I don't want to run anybody off from there. It's just not going to work for the circuit.
Yeah.
All right. And my mom popping in here. Good evening, lady. All right.
Well, that puts us at 49 events for the year so far. We are just over halfway through the year now. You can find all of those events again at dragdriverepeat.com/events. We'll take you to the 2026 event list.
Yeah, it's in the chat there. Sorry. I was a little late on that one. Excited about that, dude. It's pretty cool to have the interactive map over there,
Yeah, it's I was talking with a coworker today, and We were talking about different races and stuff. A couple of my coworkers came out to Six Summer, so they were hanging out. And he's like, man, I wish there was a list of, he said, drag racing events. And I was like, listen, I got you. Here's the link. This is all the drag and drive events. This is what you want.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to put that together. That would be really cool, though, to be able to do that. You'd have to have some kind of way to. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I was like trying to think how. Yeah, no, not going to do that at all. Pretty fun. All right. Richard Brewer says he has July open for coverage booking. If anybody wants to get some coverage coming up, Dirty Panda is the man for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. All right, perfect. Let's do some J-Wire stuff, man.
Yeah, let me hit this ad read and we'll jump right into this as well.
What's up, guys? My name is Cole from Fort Worth, Texas. Expert car and marine wiring solutions that you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, hell, even your drag and drive car. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience way better, like their blinker module that is just a must for all drag and drive cars. This module will allow your rear turn signals to continue to function while the brake pedal is applied, just like stock. Find all the details at jwiresolutions.com.
Big shout out to Jay. I was on the phone with him the other day asking about his water block off deal. And so we worked through some stuff. I've got one coming. I didn't have it in time, like a typical drag and drive racer. I'm like, oh man, I need to put this in. Hey, it's Wednesday before I leave tomorrow. Not getting it this time.
Yep. I have one for the Mustang. Already in the water pump, but I'm probably going to need a second one for the 240 as well, because it's got the loop in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he started talking about that could really compromise your heating or your engine cooling, I was like, I don't want to compromise that. That's not something I want to compromise.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's run through this. So Alaska Speedweek happened finished up last week. Big shout out to them, dude. This is an event that's on my list. I just have no idea when I'm going to be able to get there.
Right.
Like it's absolutely insane. So big shout out to Taylor Waller who took this photo here. Thought this was a pretty cool shot. And that's why I want to go. Look at that, bro.
Beautiful.
Golly, it's so crazy to think that. So if you want to do it like normal, we'll run through all of these and kind of alternate. So kick us off, man.
All right. First class winner, DYO champion, Richard Bogan in a 2017 Dodge Challenger. We don't have times here, but we just have the list of winners.
Yeah, and I'll be doing an article tomorrow. My plan is to get that, and then our next event coverage as well in there, and kind of tell the stories and tell who won and why. It's kind of a fun thing that my brain works. Like DYO runner-up Michelle Rowland in Rowland Racing's 2021 Chevrolet Corvette C8. Pretty cool.
Very nice. Yeah. The Icebreaker Award, Nikki McDonald in a 2002 Mazda. And the Icebreaker Award recognizes the competitor who is most consistent compared to their original dial-in from the start of the event.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I would like to. I'm going to have to learn more about that. The Spirit Award goes to Hannah Riddle in a 75 Camaro.
Motorcycle champion Kyle Hoagland, a 2016 APE Race Parts Gixxer 600.
I can't imagine doing that on a motorcycle.
No.
It's a 3-day event that takes 7. Yes. Because of the drives. So pretty crazy. And fastest pass goes to Mr. Tim Wilson of Wilson's Performance 2017 Ford Mustang GT. So it looks like some late model stuff except for the Camaro. So I want to get in and do a full rundown and see what all is up there. Except, dude, do you see is that an old school Jeep?
Kind of center to the right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
I mean, could that be the slowest?
Well, what's the second car from the left there? Blue, black stripes? That looks like
a Camaro. I think that's a Camaro. Right?
Might be.
Yeah. Dang. A little far away for that one.
I was gonna say I'm all zoomed in here now looking.
People are watching this and we're like up against the screen. Oh man. Yeah, why can't Facebook do picture in picture? I'm telling you. It
Right.
would be awesome. So you could move around and do stuff because Daniel Baisley is probably tired of driving. So he's watching on Facebook and moving around and doing fun stuff.
Yeah, I think
BC
they just
DragIT
got to
Challenge.
Albuquerque, he said. So
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah. He's looking for something to do now. Man, they're out there early. Dude, what are they going to do? Got to the racetrack at 6:30 the night before.
it's time to hang out, chillax.
Man, couple beers, Waffle House. Well, there's probably no Waffle House in Albuquerque. That would be
All right.
sad.
Same thing here. BC DragIT Challenge 2026 winners. So start out here, the 640 class. Rob Getz is the winner, and runner-up was Mike Lipman.
Sweet. Yeah, 740 follow up with Ian Peterson, and runner up in that one, Sean Doyle.
And then the bracket class, Brendan, oh boy. Piskachek, I like that. Brandon Piskachek is the winner, and runner-up Rob Campbell.
Nice. And in the hot rod class, Greg Dawson, and over runner-up Jason Tiltley.
And then Titley,
I think so.
quick class. This name might be familiar. Mr. Matt Blasco, fastest pass of 5:30, over runner-up Jason Gibson.
Man, it's so great to see Matt. And Matt said he had a blast at this event. He was sending me stuff during the whole thing. Stick quick, I guess, which would looks like maybe they have 2 stick shift classes. So that's kind of cool. Shane McNary, winner there, and then runner-up Ryan. You have too many letters in your last name. There, it's Kales Nifkoff.
Yeah, Kale Snifkoff.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the best we can do there. Stick class, Graham McNeil over runner-up Dan Piskachek. So obviously some last names there that are matching. So probably some family there out racing together.
Yeah, good. And then truck, Tyler Gould takes the winner in that one, up against Taylor Dean as the runner-up. BC DragIT Challenge, I think, is pretty cool. And we actually featured some of this stuff. So a guy named Paul Fournier was going to be up there. He is a writer, and he said don't call me a content creator, but he did create some content for us while he was up there. So did some videos, did some interviews, things like that. And one of the videos kind of went a little wild. It was great. It was like about a Pontiac Acadian or an Acadian or whatever the hell. I don't even know what they're called. Right. Okay. I don't know. But man, the comments from dudes that were, I don't want to say this wrong, but man, they were mad that it was not stock. And it was like this whole back and forth about why it was a 76 or a 65, or I mean, it was this whole thing. I'm like, why are you, man? Don't argue with people on the internet.
Yeah,
don't do it. That's
What are you going to gain by that?
You're not getting anywhere. So always just go, yeah, man, great job. So big shout out to the winners. Congratulations to them and the folks at Alaska Speedweek. Again, I'll be writing an article tomorrow about both of these events and the winners and things like that. You can find that on dragdriverepeat.com/news.
Oh, yeah.
And that's our J-Wire Solutions segment this week. Big shout out to Jay. I'll be talking to him tomorrow or Friday of this week. My days are all jacked up. Got some other plans in store for the old truck. And Jay is going to help me with those, whether he wants to or not. So
I like it.
There. Yeah. All right. Let's do some Ollie stuff.
Yeah, we'll hit another ad read here and we'll jump into this one.
Looking for a forged piston kit for your vehicle? You need Molly Motorsport Power Pack. What is Power Pack? It's the ultimate forged piston kit that comes complete with pistons, performance file fit rings, hot string steel pins, and clips, all engineered to work together, so all you have to do is build something great. Find your Power Pack at mollymotorsport.com.
Oh, and big shout out to Jeremy Hammer, racing a Tesla on the Great American Detour. That's right, New York to LA in a Tesla with his daughter, Mary Ann. So big shout out to her. They both gave me ample time. They were willing to conversate the whole time I was there. I really appreciate them and their openness to do all of that stuff. And he got Mary Ann behind the wheel, and she ran within 300ths of Dad's best number during the weekend or during the week. So he's got a racer on his hands now.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah.
Mr. Tom Wilhelm here. Good evening, fellas. Mike, hope the air freshener I put in your truck Sunday has come in handy during your drive across the country, and see everyone at Havlic's fastest streetcar shootout.
One of the coolest things happened with Tom, and I'm going to tell this in a minute when we talk about the Great American Detour, but big shout out to him. And yes, by the end of the week, bro, I needed it. Everybody else around me needed that. Okay. It was hot, and we were outside, and I was driving a truck with no AC.
And shout out to them, because I got to hang out with them at Six Summer, and then you get to turn around and hang out with them. So
it was awesome. It was awesome. All right, let's do it, dude.
Well, for this one, we are going to cover the Six Summer results winners. And we've got some good ones here, and we've got some artwork. Check this out.
Oh, dude, I love this thing.
I don't know if you saw these were posted last week, kind of right after the event. Was kind of just not ready to edit all my photos yet, but the winner list came out, and I was like, let me try something here, and this is what I came up with, and I think it actually did pretty well.
Dude, it works, man. It's so cool. Your eye for that stuff is next level. And for folks that are watching this on YouTube and Facebook, notice how he moved the drag drive repeat around, like
each photo.
It's really cool.
It was meant to be in a spot that wasn't meant to be front and center. Like, our logo wasn't meant to be like the main part of this. It was just kind of like hanging out somewhere in each one.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, let's go through them, man.
Yeah. So unlimited winner here, Mr. Dave Schroeder, the 2019 Corvette with a 6.547 average. Dave was also the quickest overall average and the winner of the Gear Vendors Overdrive guitar with the co-pilot, Mr. John Enns.
Yeah, this is a big story here, and one we didn't have a chance to really give it credit for, but he quickest nitrous pass in history, and
609.
Yeah, and I think that's like a top 5 pass all time, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll look at that tomorrow too, and then also I think 654 is the quickest average at Six Summer historically. So he really kind of came out, and they swung, and they showed that nitrous can really compete. I mean, I was impressed. This was a big deal. It's awesome to see them kick ass and take names, and I mean, they went out and just did it.
Yeah. It was there was a struggle late in the week, but we'll talk about that later. But they made the week, and they finished, and they had 609. I think that was the fastest Six Summer pass as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, probably great point there. Unlimited iron taken by Alex Taylor. Freaking awesome. Love seeing that she's out there kicking ass in the 55-210, 675 average. So, not off by much, but out there just taking names, doing what she does.
Yep. Another 6-second pass, or a 6-second average here in the heavy metal. Steve Morris in the 93 Chevy station wagon, aka the Boostmaster wagon, with a 6.715 average, and second quickest overall average of the event, and another winner of the Gear Vendors Overdrive guitar.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. Congratulations to him. One of my favorite folks.
And on radials, small tires.
Come on.
So not even big floppies anymore.
Yeah. I think that's what I like most too, because that car looks so good with those tires on it.
Yeah.
And how about the David Deal, man? Just Deal Brothers Racing out there kicking ass, taking names. 01 Mustang, of course, we know is the Phoenix, 672 average, third quickest overall average of the event, and of course they won a Gear Vendors Overdrive guitar as well. This car, man, one of my favorites. One of my favorite dudes of racing. I mean, they just get down and get it done.
Yeah, and out of those top 4 that we've just showed, Dave, Alex, Steve, David, they were the only ones that didn't have the engine apart on day 4. Just saying. I didn't see them really doing much work on the car all week. So wow. It was awesome to see. They looked like they were having a good time. I got to stop by and chat with them most days, and Yeah, everything was just pretty smooth sailing for those guys.
Man, that's cool.
All right, next up we have, what class was this? This was Pro Street winner Lamar Swindoll Jr. in the beautiful looking 66
Bro.
Chevy Nova. That thing is nice.
Yeah, it's so nice.
A 7.466 average for Lamar.
That's awesome, dude. That car's so cool. How about Super Street winner, Mr. Bob Hess here? 82 Mustang out of the Big Three Racing Camp, 742 average. By my math, that's the 5th quickest average of the event.
Probably something like that.
4th or 5th? Yeah, 4th quickest. Wow. No, 5th. Yeah, because you got the 4 6s and then you have the 742.
Mm.
Wow. Get after it, dude.
Pretty awesome.
Sorry.
Another beautiful car. This thing was super nice and a stick shift car, so obviously makes it a ton of fun. Stick shift winner here, Brian Crane with the 03 Mustang Cobra, 8.318 average.
Dude, that's so fast.
Yeah.
That's so fast. And this kind of goes back to the conversation we've had a few times with some stick shift folks is where do you draw the line? Because a lot of stick shift people, like I'm sure second place, Bob Gruber, he can't go quicker than 850. But, if you have a 750 cage car, you could come in and just run over most of the stick shift classes. So
yeah,
be something to think about for your stick shift racers. Up next, man, one of my favorite cars out there, naturally aspirated, Josh Norris. I love the stacks on this car. This car does like the perfect little wheelie every time, just out and just does what it should do. Josh Norris wins this one, 67 Nova, 966 average, naturally aspirated, bro. Get down. Come on.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Naturally aspirated small block, Tony Martino in the 92 Camaro, 10.254 average. And our buddy Alan Smith, Mr. Fabulous Photography, was a co-pilot for this. So got to see him a bunch during the week.
Dude, that's awesome. It's great to see him out doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I believe he told me that is who he bought his G-Body from as well.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I like it. I like that you got to hang out with him. Because there's stories on that coming up in a minute. Rowdy Radio winner, Miss Rowdy Radio winner. Say that 3 times fast. CJ Durbin, 497. I think this is the second quickest average, maybe third quickest in Rowdy Radial at 6 Summer. Historically.
So nice as well.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's just perfect.
Yeah. Next up here, we've got Sick Week Freaks. We have Ryan Palmer in the 87 Buick Grand National, 10.222 average.
Come on. That's awesome. I love the 6-cylinder stuff. I love the weird stuff. They do diesels and stuff in that class as well.
Mm-hmm.
Gasser, Hot Rods, and Beatles winner. Overall winner for this is Mr. Darwin Peterson in the 55-210 with a 10.04 average.
Yeah. Another pretty cool car there. I like seeing that.
Yeah. Hillbilly Deluxe, I think is what it's called or something like that.
I can't remember.
It's something like that.
One of our favorite classes here, the Sick Street Race class. One of the 850 index classes, Eric Berkowitz in the 2000 Camaro Z28, 8.508 average across 4 days of racing because we got rained out one day.
Bro, that's a record as well for that class, which is insane to think about. And it's possibly one of the only, or it's one of the very few. There's been other people end with the week with a 5.0 average, but very, very few of those people. I mean, I could probably count it on one hand.
And he ran a perfect 8.500.
Making him like the 13th person. Yeah.
Yep.
God, it's just so cool, man. That class, y'all know, I love it. I love that class. I think the 850 stuff is super incredible. Hillbilly Hustler.
That's
for
what it
the
was.
55-210. I was close. Hillbilly Deluxe. Yeah. Little Brooks and Dunn. I'd sing it for you, but we don't get copyright problems in here. Up next, Street Race 275, one of our favorite people on the planet, Mr. Jeremy Ortiz, Team Hybrid Racing on YouTube. Go over, watch his stuff. 851 with a 1 average, also a record for that class.
Listen, he wanted this one so bad.
Yeah.
Just after coming off his first orange helmet at the 6 Speed Fest, he wanted this one, and he went out there and got it. So big shout out to Jeremy. Got to spend a bunch of time hanging out with him this week too, or that week.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. He said those guys in the past have had unlimited runs. We did not.
Which is true. I don't know how much you got to see that, but they split the 850 class into its own class call. And I thought that was really cool. What I didn't know until the end of the week when I was talking to Jeremy and Brian and Jay was that they were limited on the number of passes. They only got 1 pass in their run group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And hang on, let's stay on this topic for just a second because I have it pulled up here. I want to see how many cars were in. So Street Race 275. And I think they're testing out all kinds of stuff in that, right? So you had 33 cars in SICK Street Race and Street Race 275. So 33 cars got their own call because that's a lot. That's a lot. Oh yeah, well, Jeremy's saying they got 3 passes most days. Man, that's so incredible to be that consistent and get that done. Wow.
Yeah, 8508 and an 8511 out of those 2 classes for your
It
averages.
just shows, man. Like I know that everybody loves the really fast stuff, but that's why I love this class. And listen, you son of bitches, that's where we're headed. Eric's car is going to be in the mix with all of that stuff eventually. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Oh yeah, a little bit of time.
Yeah, I was excited about that. That's cool. Congratulations to Jeremy.
Yep, for sure. And the Pro DYO winner, Rick Russell in the 79 Dodge Little Red Express pickup. That thing is super cool. A 0.13 spread, again, over 4 days of racing.
No, 0.013. He was less than like 100th spread across this stuff. That's crazy to think that. I think that's also a record for that class as well.
Wow.
It's pretty wild, man. The competition at Six Summer is leveling up. What started as a fun one is getting to where people are really competitive. And yeah, hey, we're coming, bud. Get your big boy pants on. We're ready. Well, he's ready. We're coming. We're trying. We're gonna be there eventually. DYO won by Drew Brown in the 91 Mustang Fox Body. 020 spread, 0.020 spread across 4 days of racing is pretty incredible.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Yeah, Robert here saying that spread was crazy.
Yeah, well, and Martin's what's really cool is like for Pro DYO, that's 850 to 999.
Yeah,
like that's a fast car. Like DYO, I don't know what Drew ran, but you could really run like a 14-second car and be, I feel like it's maybe not easier to run that with that, but hold on, let's see what Drew ran. Sorry, I have it pulled up here for a special project I'm working on.
Tom saying they were just hanging out with Rick last night at Buckeye Skips.
Nice. 91 Mustang. Yeah, dude. I mean, he's got a 10-second car, 10-169. He ran. How about this? You ready for this? Nope. I have them all closed up. Damn. Sorry. Okay. 10-169. I don't have the dates spread out on my sheet here. Dang it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Junior Streets is our next one here. Drew Schlamm and the 94 Camaro Z28 with a 0.066 spread out of the Junior Street.
Wow. Dude, that's really tight.
Yeah.
Dang. That's so cool. Sorry, I'll get my notes back up here. And then how about this? This was a move we haven't seen at any SICK event, but how about motorcycle classes?
Yeah.
Thought this was pretty neat. So motorcycle V twin winner, Kirk McGuire, 2002 Buell with an 848 average.
Yep. And then the motorcycle under 1000 cc, Benjamin Maxey in an 05 Suzuki with a 6.946 average.
Nice. And then my people, motorcycle 1,000 plus cc, which actually I guess I own two 600 cc. So I'm the other class. Sorry. I did have a GSXR 1000 at one point though. Ryan Cook 2012 Kawasaki 7175 average. That's very fast.
Chris Morey here saying, what's the difference between DYO and Pro DYO? That is the time. It's a 850 to 999 for Pro DYO, and DYO is 10-second and beyond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be anything after that 10-0 and slower again.
Yep. All right, and our bullseye challenge again. These are broken up by day. So day one, bullseye challenge winner was Megan Barnett. I don't know what the DYO or what the bullseye was for the day and what she got, but she was the winner.
Next up, Jeremy Kroger for day two.
And day three winner was Kristen Nordy. And that leaves us with day four. This was day four winner because we had day three rained out.
Mm-hmm. And then day four winner, probably one of my favorite cars, dude. This is so cool. Jordan York, day five winner for the Bullseye. This car was there last year. Yep. And got to talking to him. He had the turbo set in a different place, and it was kind of just all this wild stuff. And then this year it comes back. It looks like it's a little different setup, which, he's had a whole year to build it. So bring it on.
Oh, yeah. Big knobby tires. I remember him at the Rock Falls burnout party last year in the burnout pit with that thing.
Nice. All right, well, cool. Well, that's our Molly Motorsports segment this week. Congratulations to everybody that completed Six Summer. Again, another article I'm writing. You probably won't have it done until Friday, but about the breakdown in numbers, who ran what, how many people finished, all that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
Yep. All right, sir, you want to do these?
Yeah. So again, thanks to all of our race car friends. Again, 30,000 followers on Facebook. Again, 30,000 race car friends on Facebook. Appreciate each and every one of you and each and every one of you that are watching tonight with us for all the comments and, of course, all of our sponsors. Thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Low Dollar Motorsports, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk. And now we're going to get into a little bit of what our last couple weeks were.
Dude, I can't wait. It was awesome. It was awesome. Let me play this Deechworks ad, and then we'll start telling some fun stories.
From street miles to track passes, your fuel system has one job: perform when it matters most. At Deechworks, we engineer high-performance fuel systems built for the demands of drag and drives. From injectors and fuel pumps to filters and regulators, every component is engineered to be reliable and consistent under real-world conditions. Whether you're chasing a personal best or driving hundreds of miles between tracks, Deechworks delivers the fuel system your build requires.
Oh, yeah, and same thing, 10% off code using DDR10 on Deechworks for 10% off.
Well, man, you've had some fun stuff go on. So walk us through Six Summer. I'll run the comments. You tell us.
All right. So really leading up to the event last year, Dad was with me for the whole week. And I have mentioned this before, but in the garage, had an accident, fell and tore up the ligament on the inside of his knee. So he was kind of down and out for a little while. He is back up and mobile, so doing a lot better, but just wasn't ready for a week of Six Summer, right? Mm-hmm. So I had got thinking, and I was like, I could take the 240, right? If I'm just going, whether I take my truck or the 240, it's just a vehicle that I'm going to be going with, right? So why drive the truck all week if it's just me? So
it's the kind of smarts we need.
So got in the 240, got everything ready, and was a little nervous. Obviously, I don't drive the car enough, and I don't have a reason why. It's never left me stranded. I've never had any issues with the car, but I guess that's just a a me thing, like, right? You always think that something's gonna happen. So
Dude, it's just a
just
hot rod, man. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you're like, oh man.
Yep. So I just said we're gonna do it. Put the top down, and for day 0, top down, cruise to Byron. Shout out to my wife and both of my kids who showed up on Sunday to hang out. It was a ton of fun. It was a little windy that morning, so got picked up a Drag Driver Pete Summit Racing hoodie for the wife. She brought out my hoodie because I didn't take a hoodie, thinking it was going to be nice and warm, and it wasn't. It's a little chilly.
That's awesome, dude. I love that you're taking this car.
Yes, I've said it before, but I've always liked this car, but the last few years, life happens, right? It's just been sitting in the garage. I take it out once or twice. It gets put back in the garage. If I'm going to drive it, we got to shuffle cars around in the garage. And then if I'm going to take something to work, I used to just jump on the Harley, ride to work. Well, I had fork seals that need to be replaced, so it sat, and then I got fork seals fixed, and then the plates were expired, and so now it's the one sitting. But yeah, so put fuel in it. Had no idea what kind of fuel economy it was going to get for the week. Just Sunday, filled it up, 50 miles to and from Byron. So day 0 went great, right? No issues whatsoever. So that was fun. Again, kids were there, wife was there. It was a ton of fun. And again, a bunch of coworkers came out on Sunday as well. So that was fun. So then day 1, upper left-hand photo there, get to Byron first thing in the morning again, park the car off to the side. Again, top down. That was my goal this week, was it's a convertible. The top is going to stay down. It was cold some mornings. I was in a hoodie, and we left the top down. That was the goal. So day 1 was again back at Byron. And then from Byron, we went to Rock Falls for the block party. So you can see that photo on the lower left there was at the block party in Rock Falls. It was the mini block party this year. It wasn't like it was in the last couple years where it was the big burnouts and stuff. And from there, it went to Motion. So being that it was only day 1 and I've only had, I'd say 100 miles on the car so far, I was like, there's no reason for me to take this to Motion and come back, because I was going home every night. So I skipped Motion, went home to Byron to Rock Falls, and Rock Falls back to home. So that was 125 miles. So that was good. The picture on the right there, my cousin actually was sitting in Oregon, I believe is where it was, somewhere just past Byron, taking pictures as the cars were going by, and just happened to catch me, which is always cool, right? Because as a photographer, you're taking pictures of everybody else. You don't get many pictures of you in your car. So that was a cool photo that he sent over.
That's awesome. And dude, you look so badass.
It was so much fun. I'm telling you, being in a cool car, even just doing media, right? Wasn't doing any racing, but being in a cool car is a completely different vibe on an event.
100%. Yeah.
The people on the side of the road are waving. Like, I don't get that in Silverado, right? Or
nobody waves at a silver Saturn.
Right. So again, ton of fun there. A couple more photos here. Photo on the left was right at the first gas station. So we left Byron, stopped there, and my buddy is in behind me there with the 78 Dodge pickup. So nice. He was registered for sick ward and was doing the whole week. So actually, I mean, he used to live 2 doors down from me where I live now. He since moved to out in the country where he's got a bigger piece of land. Also works with me. He was in my wedding. So good friend here. Awesome. Yeah. So we actually met up every morning, and from where he is and where I was, we looked at the route and we said, where do we meet and take the same route? So then we met there every morning, and we cruised together, which honestly made it a little easier, which I'm sure you know this with your trip, having somebody else with you in case something goes wrong just makes the whole trip a little more comfortable.
Yeah. Yep.
So met up with him. Again, picture on the right is the Rock Falls mini block party. Super cool, right? This was the first route stop in the car. So we get there and I pull in, and this young, I'd say teenager, maybe young adult, came up to me and was super excited to see my car. He's like, there has been no imports here. Like, he must have been a local from that area and was just super excited, and got to spend probably 10 minutes just talking to him about the car and, what we were doing and everything. And very cool. He walked off, and then later I was walking around and saw him, must have been his mom, he brought over and was telling his mom all about the car. So again, just stories that you don't get when you're driving a rental car or your daily driver. So that was super cool.
Yeah, 100%.
And again, my first route stop. So I'm like, all right, this is great.
You're like, oh, I'm getting to park with the cool kids.
Yeah, right. So that leads us into day two. Day two, again, starting out at home, left home, drove to Cordova. So this picture on the left and the bottom right is where we were for Havlicks. I don't know if you remember, we were right up on that hill. We were shooting across. This is that park that was right down there.
Oh, dude, how cool.
So on the way to Cordova, I had saw this, and I had knew that we were right by there last time. So I'm like, we're going to pull off here. We're going to take some cool photos by the water. So we did that.
Dude, that's awesome.
And then from Cordova, went from Cordova to Poopies, which is where we were last year. And that wasn't too far. So again, photo on the left is 240 and my buddy's Dodge. And just another photo on the right there at Poopies. So that was total round trip on day 2, 200 miles from, again, my house to Cordova to Poopies back home.
Wow.
So right now
you're stretching its legs a little bit.
Right. Now we're about 375 miles in on the car. We're halfway through the week. And
are you still hawking the gauges like?
No. Nope.
Like oil pressure, oil temp, engine temp.
Nope. I did learn that there is a lot of bump steer in the front end. So I'll talk about kind of future plans with the car here towards the end. But it was on those back country roads. It was a 2-hand drive the whole time to make sure it didn't bounce around. But other than that, the one day, so actually we'll go into day 3 here. So day 3, I actually left the car at home because we knew it was going to storm. So there wasn't going to take it out. It wasn't just rain, like they were calling for some storms. So left it at home, jumped in my truck, and I was like, man, I think the 240 actually rides better than my truck does.
That's awesome.
But ended up again meeting up with my buddy that morning, and he bought a brand new Ford Maverick and just got it like 3 weeks ago. So he left his truck at home. Ended up leaving my truck at a high school where we met, and just jumped in his brand new truck, and we drove. We got to Galena, and the announcement had come out that it's rained out, hit your checkpoint. So we stopped at Galena, and he drove me around the entire day 3. And we stopped at, I bet you 10 plus different just spots along the side of the road or wherever, just to take pictures.
Yeah. Jesse has says those stores weren't that bad, but hey, they got to get ratings, man.
Yeah.
They got to get ratings. And
the storms really weren't that bad, but just didn't know what it was going into it, and with the convertible, didn't want to risk that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Robert Lampert, one of our race car friends members, says, can't believe they closed so early. I guess that was probably Poopies.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They, like, we were ordering food and they were like closing, closing the gate. So yeah, it was really bizarre. Me and my buddy talked
like, we got to get out of here before these cars show up.
But I mean, that's a motorcycle biker bar. They're used to hundreds and thousands of people at that place.
Wow.
Like,
interesting.
I don't know. It was definitely weird that they did close pretty early though. But But again, shout out to my buddy. Again, drove me around 225 miles. He drove me on day 3 and took pictures. And honestly, the day that it rained out is the day that I took the most pictures.
Well, bro, look at the one on the top left of our
Yeah.
boy Dustin Carlington or
Yeah.
David Lifts. Dude, that shot, that may be my favorite. The one on the right's really good. But
Yeah.
man, that shot of his with the raindrops that you guys got to go over to Facebook and see this, but they can also see this on the Pixie Set site, right?
Yep. Well, not yet.
Probably
Yeah,
not
these
yet, not
ones
yet, yeah.
these ones aren't up there yet. Day 0 is on Pixie Set now already.
Gotcha. Man, that shot to me is perfect because it just shows so much streetcar, you know?
Yeah. And what was awesome is I had sent you the picture just of my camera screen when I took it.
Yeah.
And then you had grabbed that photo when it was all said and done and put those
Dude.
next to each other. And it was really cool.
Yeah, big time there. Yeah, Jeff Kirchick says, yeah, we missed Poopies altogether. We took a large group. We took our large group's business to another small establishment for dinner and drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. And that really is a cool place. Like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of room for cars. There's multiple parking lots. The venue is huge. Like, it was definitely disappointing because, I mean, I got some food. The food was great and everything, and it was just a good place to hang out. But for whatever reason, they were done.
That's so strange.
Yep. So day 3 was awesome. Again, tons of cool pictures. Got rollers. You can see the bottom left picture there. Top right picture there was at a gas station. Just happened to see a couple cars sitting there. Come to find out, it was an E85 station. So we hung out there for a while because everybody was stopping there.
Yeah. The E game in Drag and Drive is insane.
Yeah. And then the photo on the bottom right there, the Fox body with the flames, that is actually 5 minutes from my house. So the route actually came really close to my house. So that was a cool spot sitting right beyond the interstate there, which is what's behind that picture. So day 3 was 225 miles from my house to Galena. From Galena, we went to the first route stop, which was Lena Brewing Company. Went there and had a bite to eat, had a drink there. Parking lot was gravel and wet, and the cars were dirty after that. And then from Lena Brewing to Rush Creek Distillery, that was our second route stop for day 3. And again, that one was cool because by the time we got there, the rain kind of was done, and it actually ended up being a beautiful evening for the rest of the night. Tons of burnouts at Rush Creek.
That's awesome.
And that takes us up. Here's another one from Lena. So Lena Brewing Company with the Driven Racing Oil, Divco Milk Truck, and then Rush Creek Distillery were our 2 route stops for that day.
That's a great shot there too. Yeah, Jeff Kirchick says the last checkpoint of the week, the party was a big disappointment. We rushed to get there, then dang it. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
By the end of the week, man, people are so tired.
Yeah. So then we are at day 4. So day 4 was where were we? Great Lakes Dragway. So again, back in the 240, it was day 3 was rained out, whatever. Day 4 was probably the coldest drive in the morning. Like that day, I had a hoodie on and I was still freezing. I think at one point I rolled the windows up, but I refused to put the top up. So
just try go around me, air, go around me.
Yep. So there was a little stretch where I definitely had the windows up there for a little bit. So Great Lakes Dragway. Oh, yeah. Great Lakes Dragway, home to Great Lakes. Great Lakes to the historic auto attractions, which you were there. Was it last year, right? I think you had drove there. So again, that was a cool spot. And then from the auto attractions to the Freeport Block Party, which you can see there is the photo on the bottom right. And the block party in Freeport was not like last year's Rock Falls Block Party. They were definitely different. It wasn't It was kind of just like it reminded me of a Cars and Coffee almost. Like there was
Oh,
just
gotcha. Kind of
cars that were
a
kind of
cruise
parked
night.
there. Yeah, everybody was just kind of parked there. There wasn't really a lot going on. The actual checkpoint photo, which I think I put here on the left, yep, that was kind of around the corner from where all the cars were parked. So I don't know. I kind of agree with Jeff. It wasn't the same as the block party last year. The block party in
Yeah.
Rock Falls was a legit party, right? They had a burnout pit. They had like fans were lined up around there watching. So it was definitely different.
Dang. Yeah, that's tough.
So then for the first time throughout the week, I had to put the top up, leaving the block party because it started to rain. So you can see the rainbow there as I was getting ready to leave. I put the top up. Was talking to a guy there who was a big 240 guy as well. Again, a local person in the Freeport area. We're talking, and I ended up sending him a message after we left because I was like, I didn't mean to rush out on you, but it was raining and my top was down, and we were talking, and I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Bye.
But yep, so put the top up when I left there. Light rain again, no big deal. I had no leaks or nothing. So
Yeah.
that day was 200 miles again that day as well.
Wow. So, dude, that's like, I mean, if my math is right, that's 500 miles in the car that week, right?
It total ended up being 625 in the car, and then there was another
wow.
225 on day 3 that wasn't in the car.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and like you said earlier in the show, how long has it been since you put that many miles on it?
I bet you 5 years. Like I couldn't tell you the last time especially in that short of time, like I haven't driven it that far that often. I don't think it'll be 15 years was it August, I think this year that I bought it will be 15 years. And I think I took it to Chicago one time, and that was probably the farthest I went with it. So
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this was a lot, and it was amazing.
Well, and dude, that's why Drag and Drive is so great. Like,
Yeah.
it just puts people in hot rods, man.
Yep. And day 4 was also Great Lakes was the best photo spot of just about any racetrack I've ever been to. So shout out to Alan, Mr. Fabulous Photography. At the end of the track, you can see those 2 photos on the right.
Mhm.
There is a tower for the safety crew, and it's a 2-story tower. And on the second story, there's a balcony all the way around it.
Oh, what?
So we went up there, and you're up on the balcony above the track, second like floor, and you're off the track. So there's really no safety hazards for photographers, and you get some amazing shots at the end of the track
wow.
there.
There are photographers watching this that are going, oh, yeah, I'm going down there.
Yeah. I told Alan, if you have an event and you need somebody to come do some photography, I was like, you call me, because I mean, there was that is an amazing spot.
100%. I hope Richard Brewer, Dirty Panda, is still watching this too, because he's not far from there as well. Like, just go up and just stand down there at the end of the track, man. With that would be awesome.
Yeah, because a lot of tracks don't like you down at the big end, right? Because cars are going really quick, and you're standing at the wall. I mean, there's really no safety risk with this. You're up above the track, like the safety crew is right there. That's their building. It was really cool. I like that a bunch.
Yeah, and I mean, like that shot of Chris Mary there on the bottom right, bro. Come on, that's an incredible shot.
Yeah, yeah, and if you kind of lean over, so if you look at Bailey's Durango, you kind of like lean over the edge. You can almost get like a shot direct on the front of the vehicle as it's coming down. And then if you just kind of stand back, you can get that painting shot of the full car with the parachute out.
Yeah, and if folks were watching when we did the winter circle, a lot of those shots came from down there as well.
Yeah, yep. And then Divco milk truck there on the bottom left, probably one of the biggest wheelies I've ever seen it do, and it does big wheelies.
Yeah.
And it came down and tore some stuff up, so he had it apart. I actually talked to him later, and it broke the Lexan window. It broke a chunk out of it, but also like some of the body panel there on the front end had actually separated. It hit so hard. So I know Nick had posted a picture recently that they had to sand it all down and or grind it down, and he actually like welded it back together because it was. I mean, you could see a visible gap in there.
Oh my gosh.
So if you haven't seen that,
That's
go check
crazy.
out Nick Cryer. He had some pictures of what it looked like, but
Yeah, I
it
don't guess
came
I
up
saw his
and
post.
it just slammed down super hard.
Yeah, it's sad. The windshield breaking out was crazy. It was like this football-sized hole in the windshield.
Yeah. Yep. So they made it to the block party, and that's where we kind of looked at it. And I got a video of what it looked like when it was separated. But yeah, and the best part of the milk toke is driving with the door open.
Yeah. How cool. Yeah,
So
Great Lakes is such a neat place.
It really
And, like,
is. Like the
not
background tower there is cool.
dude, the tower, the all of the statues or whatever that you would call that stuff around there, and just the history. And how bad do you want to own that double-decker ice cream truck?
Yeah.
Like the bus, I want that thing so bad.
Yeah. And the entrance to that track is so big. When you pull in,
Mhm.
it's like 4 or 5 lanes wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very cool track. I don't get there as much as I really should. It's
Yeah.
a couple hours here from me, which again, going back to driving the 240, all the tracks were like 2 hours. I think one day was like 2.5.
Wow. That's
So
cool. It'll be the
we
same
drove.
thing on Drag Week.
Yep, except for St. Louis. St. Louis on drag week is like 4.5, 5 hours, but
Yeah, that's
the
what
other
I saw.
4 days are all pretty close.
Yeah. Wow.
And then that leads into the final day. Again, I had mentioned, got the car cleaned up and everything, and got to pull it up there in next to the Summit truck, which was kind of fun.
Dude, what a great shot.
Yeah, and this was just with my phone. I've actually got some photos from my camera with the car parked there, which will be pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, Tom Wilhelm says the return road at Great Lakes with the fans is awesome.
That is true too. Yep.
You
'Cause you're
drive
going
down
right
the
along
middle of
the
all that.
fence.
Yeah.
So again, 625 miles on the car for the week. Again, no issues. A little bit of bump steer, on some of those back country roads, that aren't smooth, but a couple times that we're on the highway. I mean, it was running 70, 75 on the highway. Again, 6-speed. So throw it in 6 gear. And I think I was getting like 20-ish miles to the gallon, maybe even a little more than
Dude,
that.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So drove great. Oh yeah, I remember Jeff. Yeah, broke the anti-roll bar on the car.
Yeah, he was kind of all over the place. It looked pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
It was a Mustang doing Mustang things, but for the wrong reasons. It broke the
Yeah.
anti-roll bar.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. Daniel Donarski says, I think I just heard some drag and drive horsepower. Nice. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And Jesse Haslett, does it still have AC?
No heat, no AC.
No heat at all? Whew, bro.
No, the heater lines are looped.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that before the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was really cool is when I got back home, the first thing I actually did, which you're gonna laugh, is I put wiper blades on it. I have not put wiper blades on that car in the 15 years I've owned it. It was still the old metal framed wiper blades.
Nice. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, with the couple times that it rained, again, it didn't leak inside the car, but the windshield wipers were not much left to the blades of those things anymore.
Yeah. And that's super sketchy, which we're going to talk about in my segment here in just a minute.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I did was the trunk support shocks were blown in it. So I had a piece of wood with me to prop the trunk open, nothing that we haven't done in the past, but jumped on Amazon when I got home and found a pair for $20 and snapped them on like within 3 minutes. So
yeah, why didn't I do this 5 years ago type thing?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it sat in the garage, right? I didn't drive it. So I didn't have to get in the trunk that many times in I don't know how many years.
Mm-hmm.
Which
But now
also
you had to get in almost every day.
Yeah. Which was kind of cool because each day I ended up adding more things to take with me, right? The first day I just had a toolkit in case anything went wrong. I think the second day I had got thinking, like, what if I get a flat or something? The car's low and I've got low profile ramps to jack up the car. So then I threw those ramps in. And then it was like each day there was just like something else as I was driving that I was like, oh, I should have this in the car, and just kept adding stuff into the trunk each day, just in case something happened.
That's pretty cool. As you get further from home, and as you're willing to work on it on the side of the road, and as you're, insert thing here.
And again, no issues. Everything drove smooth. There was a couple times where we were stuck in traffic and I could hear the fans kick on. My buddy said the fans are super loud. It's a dual fan setup, so I forget the temperatures now, but one temperature, the one fan kicks on. When it reaches another temperature, the second fan kicks on. But that kind of got me thinking about J-Wire's piece for the cold water and routing that in the water pump. So I think that might be something that I end up doing as well in this car.
Yeah. What kind of temps were you seeing though?
I have no clue. I don't have nothing that monitors it.
Dude, what are you saying? That gives me anxiety for you.
Well, I mean, it's got the gauge, but there's no numbers on it. It was right in the middle the whole time, so it didn't get too hot, but I couldn't tell you what that number was.
Oh man, that's funny. I'll tell a story in a minute. Daniel basically, if he's still watching, he's gonna get a kick out of knowing that about you and me.
Yeah, and the anybody that's knows S13s is there's no cup holders in them. So all week I was taking the ashtray out of the center console and jamming a cup in there. So I did get a 3D printed cup holder when I got back home. And I don't have a working speedometer. So the whole week I had Google Maps up and I had no place to mount my phone. So I also have a phone mount in the car now. So those are a couple more upgrades that have been done since I got back.
That's awesome, dude. That's cool, man. I'm excited for you. And the cool thing about that car is like it's cool enough you can drive everywhere. Why don't you give everybody a rundown of the setup in that car?
Yep. So it is a 92 Nissan 240SX convertible. If you're looking at it wondering why it doesn't look like a normal 240SX, it has a Nissan Silvia front clip on it. So it should have the old pop-up headlights on it is what they came with. This front clip was actually cut off of a car from Japan and shipped over. I actually found all the build history of this car years ago after I had bought it on a Nissan forum. Speaking of forums,
nice.
The past two owners were on there and both had like full build of this car. So I have a ton of history of the car. It was actually painted in the guy's garage. He painted it himself and it's still in pretty good shape. It's a bone stock 5.3, probably 200,000 miles on it. It's got a T56 that has been rebuilt with a stage 2 TIC performance kit built by a local guy here. Fully adjustable suspension, control arms, everything, Heim joints and everything on it. I've done autocross with it. I've done drifting with it. I've taken it down Byron. So it's kind of just a all around fun car.
That's so cool, man.
So the only thing I really have planned for it now is it needs
Jeff Carter said, no wonder you need to upgrade. You parked that thing before smartphones.
Yeah. It needs a different front sway bar in it. So with the LS swap, they had spacers on here from the swap before, which kind of brings it down a little bit, but it is a full Sickie manufacturing swap kit. So all the motor mounts and everything, they do offer a specific front sway bar for S13 and LS swaps. And I think that will help with some of the bump steer in the front end. So I am going to order that. And I don't get on it too often, like full throttle, because it does smoke pretty good. It needs valve seats. So I do have multiple sets of heads here at the house. One of them already has new valve seats in it, so I just got to swap heads on it is what I'm going to do. But I didn't do that before going to Six Summer because a case of while I was in there, I got thinking I got to drain the radiator to pull the heads off. I'm going to pull the heads off, and the front of the engine is going to be exposed. And you know what I'm going to need to do? I'm going to need to call Luke B at Howard's, and I'm going to need to put a cam in it. So I put all of that on hold because the car runs and drives. So I literally didn't want to do any work to it before we left because I didn't want to risk not being able to take it. So,
Well, and again, you do that thrash before you get going. That makes it too tough.
yeah. So gonna swap heads, gonna put a cam in it, and gonna get the right sway bar for it are things that are gonna be done. And got a Holly Terminator X from Alex Rops last year. So that is something that I probably will get put on it as well.
Mhm.
I'm still debating on that because the harness that's on here, everything works. All like everything. All the S13 stuff works, all the engine stuff works. So with the Holly, it's going to need a little bit of tweaking. So I'm not 100% sure that I want to go like that far yet.
Yeah, that's tough, man. Because I'll tell you, the only gauge I have on the dash of the old truck is a boost gauge, and I run everything from my phone, and it kind of sucks. You know what I mean? Because I would much rather have all this stuff on my dash.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I
So-
love that you drove this thing, dude. I think serious street cred from, like us being out in that stuff makes it worthwhile.
Yeah. And like I said, at the end of the day, it was a whole different vibe. It was so much more fun interacting with, again, everybody on the streets, everybody at checkpoints, at route stops, just all of that was a lot of fun for being a media person who's typically, again, in a rental car, in my pickup truck. This was so much more fun. I fell in love with the car again. It made me so much more excited to get the Mustang done. It really was just an overall great week. From the photo perspective to the routes, driving the car, like all of that was it was different than any other event that I've done so far.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I just heard somebody walk in my shop. So give me just a second. Do you want to skip ahead and let's finish with my story. Why don't we go ahead and do
We do the AFCO.
AFCO? Yep, I'll be right back.
Yep, we'll do that. All right, so we are going to cover East Coast Drag and Drive results here. So for AFCO, racers know when you want performance that wins, you want AFCO. From shocks and suspension to cooling, brakes, and more, AFCO Racing has been helping teams go faster for over 30 years. Built by racers for racers, check out the AFCO Advantage and follow them today on social media for the latest in performance parts. AFCO Racing, built to win. So again, East Coast Drag and Drive was another event that just wrapped up. So going through some of their results here, starting out with the 950 class. First place in this class was Daryl Turple. Second place was Frank Perkins. And third place was Ivan Crudson. Shout out to Pops here for being in here. And Holly Bluetooth module to an Amazon tablet and a mount. I have definitely looked at that. Reached out to Corey at Car Chains. He has a mount, I think, for an S13 already too. So there was definitely some options that was on the table as well. All right, then going on to the 1050 class. First place in this was Jake House. Second place was Remy Herbert. And third place was Frank Veal. You want to jump in here too?
Yeah, where are we at? 1050?
Just finished 1050 on 1150
Sweet.
now.
Yep. 1150 class, first place, Gerald Saulnier. So I'm going to guess that. Second place, Benjamin Desardins. Third place is Vincent Vanu.
Yeah, I threw you into the hard ones there, didn't I?
Yeah.
DYO class, first place was Dave Forrest. Second place was Patty Meehan. And third place was Gerald Saulner, which again was also first place winner of that 1150 class.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we got to learn some stories about this setup here. Stick shift class up next. First place, Adam Simon. Second place, Justin Fullerton. Third place, Samuel Grondin.
Truck class, first place was Jaquise Herbert. Second place was Corey Sprague. And third place was Andrew Heckbert.
Nice. And then in the unlimited, how about a familiar name here? Mr. Dan Dynan debuting the new car, Betty White 2.0.
Oh, nice.
Exciting. It looks freaking badass.
Does it?
Should have put a picture in here. And then another familiar name in unlimited, Mr. Winder Gomez. You guys will know him from Drag and Drive stuff here in the States. So it's cool to see some U.S. folks go up there and beat up on some Canadians.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, congratulations to everybody at East Coast Drag and Drive. Man, I can't wait to talk to Jason. He was sending me stuff, but I was on the road and it was so tough to go over. So again, another article I'll be writing sometime this week, maybe finish it up Saturday afternoon with some stories and things that go along with that. I think this would be a fun event to attend as we, move into 2027. Maybe that's something we end up doing, going up there into Canada and have some fun doing there.
All right. Let's hit
Performabuilt.
Yeah, let's hit this ad, and then we're going to talk about your trip now to the Great American Detour. Performabuilt is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performabuilt Transmissions, their goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performabuilt doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why they say their transmissions are not just built, they are Performabuilt.
For sure. And again, I want to apologize publicly here for not going by Ryan's place. It was just going to be too tough to try and fit it in. We were literally on a, I hate to say cannonball because that's not what we were doing, but like we were balls out trying to get to New Jersey and then the Red Ball. So for folks who don't know, the Great American Detour started back at PRI 2025 when Robert Voss had kind of mentioned some stuff ahead. He had talked to us a little bit before, and we made the official announcement at PRI. So appreciate him doing that and also working the booth with us at PRI. This thing's crazy. So it started at Red Ball Garage in New York, and then they're driving to the Portofino. So it technically is a cannonball. Okay. And then during that trip, or they do the Portofino, and then they're going up to Modesto, California. So there's still time to catch them. They're in Albuquerque today. The start, so my grandfather drove the old truck, Stanley, as we call it, which was his name. He lived and worked out of that truck. He was a iron worker, built buildings, all that kind of stuff, built buildings in New York, in Manhattan. I wish I had the like history of that, right? I mean, like nobody collected that in the past, right? And so when I heard about this, I was like, man, I got to take the truck. But when I heard that it was starting at Red Ball Garage, I'm also a cannonball enthusiast. Love that stuff. Never done one, but being that my grandfather
many conversations of it though.
Oh man, listen, I've really gone down the rabbit hole of thinking about it, and I think it would be a lot of fun just to do it as an adventure, But knowing that my grandfather was there in the 70s, knowing that, he passed away in 2016, so it's been 10 years ago. Like, we lost my grandmother in April. Like it was this whole thing, like it was this time. Like, I wish I had done it before, but Red Ball Garage is like holy. I mean, it's really like a holy place for us car guys, like for guys that have followed. And the Cannonball Run is one of the most underground things you can look at stuff, right? So I thought, man, I've never driven the truck that far. We've put miles on the truck, but I mean 1,500 miles a year, maybe something like that. I've probably put 10,000 miles total on the truck since it's had, reiterations and small blocks and the turbo and the regular LS and all that kind of stuff. But when this came up, I was like, I'm in. So I made it 20 miles before this photo.
First off, my dad asked me this and I didn't have an answer. What year is Stanley?
Oh, it's a 66. So it's 60 years old this year as well. So
Okay.
you know, kind of cool. It's old timey. It's got a turbo LS with a 4L80, and I mean it's low, and you know we've done everything underneath. The outside is faux Tina. It's not like that's not what it looked like. Mother Nature didn't do that except for the hood. We did that just because of other things in life with it, right? The the truck drives great, except that I have 90-10 shocks on the front and I have air shocks on the back that apparently are blown out. Okay. Did not know that until you put about 450 pounds worth of shit in the bed. So I literally 20 miles. Yeah. Ranger 50 TT here says 20 miles. What is this? Roadkill? Yes. So I had all of that stuff in the bed of the truck. The tote on the bottom right is like 85 pounds at least. It's got
Yeah,
every fluid and a jack that you could need. Okay. Literally was just, I mean, hammering the bump stops on the back as I drove down the 20 miles of interstate. So I call my brother who had said days before, dude, borrow my little trailer. No, man, it's fine. No, man, it's cool. We're good. No problem. Yeah. He had the last laugh. So my daughter hooks up, gets his truck. She's already out there. They're swimming and stuff like that. And so she brings me the trailer 30 minutes. Well, while I'm waiting, I unload the truck. And I thought, man, this is a cool shot. I'm 20 miles in, I already got it unloaded. So day one, I leave my house. We drive 440 miles
Whew.
in one day on the interstate, 70 miles an hour plus. Like
Oh,
there's no forgiveness in this thing. Okay.
yeah.
So we only get to Effingham, Illinois, which we should have gotten way further, but Kyle, Robert Voss's co-pilot, who they're both in the service truck towing the 51, I'd never met him. So we're like hanging out. The gas stops for 45 minutes, an hour, something like that, you know. So anyway, so we get to Effingham, we're starving. We have Buffalo Wild Wings. Again, shitty experience. Imagine that. Who would have ever thought that we pull into Buffalo Wild Wings and I'm like, y'all, you don't know, I don't like this place at all. But it's the only place that's open. So we eat there. Bad service, holy surprise. But truck got 15 miles per gallon at 70 miles an hour on the interstate, bro. Turbo
I,
LS, 500
feel
wheel horsepower, just balling.
I feel pretty good with my 20 miles a gallon with my
Dude,
6-speed then.
Yeah, definitely jealous. This truck was running 2,700, 2,800 RPM at 75 miles an hour. So that leads us into, well, actually, let me flip back a picture here. We'll stay on this one for a minute. Actually, I'll pull it off. Day two, completely different experience, 614 miles in day two. That's about 200 too many if you don't know. That's every time we stopped, Robert goes, "Oh, dude, it's just another couple hours, you know, till we get to X thing or whatever, you know." And I'm
But
like,
they're
"Man,
in a service truck, right? With all the creature comforts.
oh yeah, had air and all that kind of stuff, you know. I mean, they're in like, and it's like a 2013 or 15 or something like that, you know, with big heavy box on the back, so it rides like crap, but it's not a 60-year-old truck that is still with the trailer just going like every time. So I have 90-10 shocks on the front of the truck that I didn't think to adjust. So when you would hit a bump with the front, it would go whoa, whoa, and like come down real slow. Okay, so it's like that. The backs at that point still worked, so they're kind of working. But then the trailer would hit the bumps. You're just like the whole time, just 614 miles. We're now 1,000 miles in, and I'm literally just cruising like that. Dude, it wore me out. That hurt my back doing that because that's how the life was for 1,000 miles. But we bent a wheel.
I was gonna
FU
say,
Indiana roads.
yeah, then you got to Indiana.
Kiss my ass. Hate them. I don't know how long it had been bent, but we didn't fix it until somewhere in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Maybe Kentucky, Huber Heights. Maybe it was Pennsylvania. I don't know. Ohio. Maybe it was Ohio. Huber Heights, Ohio. I think I said Kentucky in the video, but it was a Buc-ee's. We pulled off there, and I'm walking around the truck looking at everything because the roads were so bad. I figured I was going to find a huge tear in the sidewall or something of a tire. Nope. Found this like it was flat, bro. Like it went and then down.
I
So of
saw the
course,
picture.
yeah, they're steel wheels, so we banged it out. You know, no big deal. I've done that before. We get all the way to Pennsylvania that night, stay somewhere there. That gave us like, I think it was 4 hours of driving the next morning. We drove like 1,100 or maybe it's 1,250 miles total to start the trip. So it was a big deal going. But when we got into New Jersey, we stopped at this guy's shop. I didn't put any pictures there in here of it, and I apologize to that guy. But Raider Wheels, Radir Wheels, he owns that company now. Super cool dude, has tons of really cool cars. Hosts an event in September that has 750 like lead sled customs kind of. These guys were old school hot rodders. They were making fun of all of us because we all had EFI and all that kind of stuff. You know, like these cars were super, super cool. I mean, next level, fast, cool stuff. So highly recommend you follow Raider Wheels. This guy was so cool. Robert Voss brought in pizza, like a guy pulled in a Cybertruck and had a pizza maker in the back that was powered off the Cybertruck. So that was kind of cool. Pizza was incredible. We had a great time with that, and everybody just hung out. Like this guy called his friends and said, "Hey, there's a dude's going to be here in a little bit that has a bunch of cool cars that are going to drive across the country. Y'all want to come hang out?" And dude, like 30 people showed up, like 30 cool cars showed up.
Wow.
It's really neat to hang out with them. But about midnight, we left and we drove these 13 hot rods to Manhattan. Okay. Do you know how cool that is?
I don't.
Bro, it's the coolest shit ever. Like I'm telling you, this was a spiritual experience driving cool shit into Manhattan, New York City, bro. I just kept saying it. So Stephen Palmer, who's tuning Robert's car this week, was riding with me in the truck because they didn't want to take the service truck into town or into the city. And so he was riding with me. And dude, the whole time we just kept going, bro, it's like New York City. Like he lives in North Dakota, has lived all over the country. Daniel Donarski, who's in here right now. I mean, dude, he's driving a badass 55 Chevrolet, like just cool as shit. And he's driving it into New York City. Yeah, Jeremy Hammer, the New York City drive was wild. He's in a Tesla, so he like fit in, but his is cool because it's lowered and got wheels and all this kind of cool stuff on it. And as a convoy, we're just bombing down the road to get there. We go through the Lincoln Tunnel. Jim Forbes is leading me. I think a guy named Daniel was ahead of all of us, but Jim Forbes is leading. And this door that's on the right side of what you're seeing in this shot was closed. So we pull up and like everybody thinks, oh man, Red Ball Garage is closed. Okay. Like, so we're pulling up to get pictures in front of the Red Ball Garage and we were just going to take pictures and leave. So Steven jumps out, runs across the street. Well, then the dude opens the door to the garage as like 9 cars are piled up. So we're like, oh shit. So he goes, are you coming in? Hell yes, we are. I'm inside this MFR, right? So man, it took me like a 19-point turn to make the turn because I was parked in front of this door. And so, you know, the trucks with the spool doesn't make that turn. So we get inside, we hang out for like 30 minutes. It was, I'm telling you, for a dude like me, it was one of the coolest experiences ever to be in the middle of all of that stuff, to be at such an iconic place, to be around those really tall buildings in such an old shitty truck. Like it was really cool. Okay. Everybody is in there. Everybody's having a good time. Big shout out to Mike Galemi, Hot Rod Magazine, who come down and like hung out with us for like 30 or 40 minutes. I mean, dude, it's literally 12:30 on Friday, or no, it's 1 o'clock on Saturday morning, 1 a.m. Saturday morning. So he gets down, comes down, hangs out, has, you know, a ton of fun. We drove back to Raider Wheels that night. I slept in the rooftop tent. That was maybe the only night I slept in the rooftop tent the entire trip.
How was it?
It was great, but I didn't have to haul that stupid thing that whole way. You know what I mean? Like I could have just slept in the truck if it was going to be that at that point, but I'd planned to do it all week. And big shout out to Stephen and Blake who let me borrow it to do this trip in. But being in the Red Ball Garage, super cool. Spiritual experience, just one of the neatest things I've ever been involved in. And it was just really cool to be in there with a bunch of, you know, race car friends and all that kind of cool stuff. And then Daniel Donarski almost got in a fight in there with the manager of the place. Like we were just trying to pay and leave, and this manager would not let up. They were overcharging people. Daniel Baisley got charged as an oversized vehicle for his regular cab short bed F-150, but Holly Rops didn't get charged as an oversized in their Suburban. I didn't get charged as an oversized in my regular cab short bed GMC truck. I mean, like,
Where was that
at Red Ball. Yeah. So like everybody else paid anywhere from $8 to $23, except Daniel Baisley, who paid $43 to park there for the same amount of time we were in.
What the heck?
Oh man. And he was upset, but he wasn't like mad. But man, the manager there would not let it go, dude. He was so upset. But if you guys have watched Gumball Rally, I'm sure they do it on Cannonball Run too. When they open that door and all those cars come out and you see them bouncing around and all that kind of stuff, that driveway is like that. Like,
Yeah.
man, dude, I would have scraped the front bumper if I had went any faster than I was going in the old truck. And they're like in the movie, those cars are like flying out of that door. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Daniel Denarski paid $8. Bro, he was like, and then the guy almost gave it to him for free. I think he was probably scared of Daniel, to be honest with you. I would be scared of Daniel too if some dude was yelling at me like that. But he was like, can we pay and leave? We just want to leave, man. We just want to leave. We want to be gone out of this place. So that kicked off the trip. Okay. So at this point, they are now headed west to the Portofino. Okay. So we are, what's that now? We're 1,150 miles into the trip already, and we hadn't even got close. Okay. So driving through Manhattan, I didn't have any shots of that. So let's move on. What is now day 4. We went back to Raider Wheels that night, slept for 3 hours, maybe something like that, and got up the next morning to drive in this. This was my view for 2 solid days. Like, I don't have any wipers on the truck. You talk about wiper blades and being shitty. There's no wipers at all. And the great thing about the 240 is it has a little bit of aerodynamics, right?
Yeah.
The old truck, no. Doesn't matter if you go 75 or 45. Those water droplets don't move. Rain extra, nothing, dude. So like the more it rains, there's just more water on the windshield.
So do you have wiper motors in the truck?
It's in there, but it's so like it's vacuum operated. So, or it's vacuum, like it's not vacuum operated, but it's like vacuum for the switching. And so you have to wire it in. And when you do, you just get one speed. Well, it's like manic. It's not even like low to where it would be like clean. It's like full speed. So we just took them out. You never intended to drive it as much as I've driven it with no wipers.
So that's probably on your to-do list of some sort.
Oh, 100%.
They probably have some kind of like retro kit that can be installed now, I'm sure.
Yeah, my trip to H&H Classic Parts, which is right here in town, actually it's like 10 minutes from me, is definitely on the list for next week. Maybe the week after when I get back from Big Sky. But yeah, wipers, just to at least knock some of that shit off would have been great. Because dude, it didn't go anywhere. As long as I drove, I bet I could have watched that one dot, that one raindrop the whole time.
You need one of those, like, has the wiper on the top where you can just grab a handle and do one of these.
Yeah, it would have been safer. I'll tell you, there's so I followed Robert that day, and you can see his car in this picture. It's pretty light. Well, wait till the sun's kind of coming out or you're driving into it. That car completely disappears. Like you can't see it at all, especially when it's raining and you're doing 75 miles an hour. So it was like, there's a little bit of white knuckle and a lot of anxiety for several hundred miles as we left there. But day 4, we end up at Beaver Springs Dragway, which is awesome. If you guys watch Nivlac 57, they race there quite a bit. It's only like an hour from their house. And I didn't think about that until we pulled up. And so I messaged them like, hey, how far are you guys from here? And they were like an hour, and it was just too far. It was like an hour the wrong direction to get to them. So sadly, I didn't make that trip, but I wish I had told them ahead of time. Maybe they could have ran up, but I didn't even think about that being the place that they race so often. But what was really cool, you guys saw somebody make a comment earlier in the show about Rodney Reeves made the comment about the hot dog oven on the exhaust. Okay. I don't think I put a picture of that in here, did I? No, dadgummit. In the Turbo LS, my exhaust run, my log manifold that I built comes, from the driver's side down and up by the valve cover on the passenger side. Then it goes 90 degree up into the turbo and then straight back over itself and down the fender or down the firewall. That creates like this pocket of heat. As we're standing at the gas station, I was checking the oil, looking things over. Somebody was like, I think it was Kyle, Robert Voss's co-pilot, was like, dude, we should cook some hot dogs there. And I'm like, I'm in. So Allison and Mike Tooley had a pack of hot dogs. Maybe it was Alex Rops. I think it was Alex and Holly Rops had a pack of cheddars. Yes, it was the Rops. And we bought some aluminum foil and we wrapped them up tight and we stuck it there and we had a 100-mile drive to get to Beaver Springs. Bro, they were perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, 100 miles wouldn't have lasted by the time we got to day 4 because it was so hot outside. But with the rain and the mix of kind of humidity and all, dude, they were incredible. So we had a good time doing that. So the hot dogs, we actually made a pass down Beaver Springs in the rain. Not recommended.
I saw that.
Not at all. Not at all. If you watch the video, Robert is trying to like accelerate a little bit. His tires are his street tires are spinning. Alex Rops and Michael Tooley raced pulling the campers, and Alex put his Suburban in 4-wheel drive, and it was spinning all 4 tires like down track. He was like sketchy, totally sketchy, but it was cool to like, you know, do something dumb. Like, I mean, we weren't ever going to try and make a real pass. They didn't turn the timing system on, obviously, anything like that. It was just to drive down, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun that way. And then, yeah, just the last note for that day was just a super dangerous situation following Robert in the rain. Go ahead.
Did remind me when you were talking about being hot, the 240 does need some sort of insulation on the bottom above the exhaust because even it was cold in the mornings and you could feel the heat inside the car from the exhaust. But you get on a day like today, and you could have the windows down, the top down, the greatest breeze, and your back is going to sweat.
Yep.
Your legs are going to be, your calves are going to sweat.
Yeah. Add the weight and add the Dynamat or whatever, you know, we have Fat Mat in the old truck and I have it running inside. It runs all down the firewall and under the bench. Yeah. And then we have a really nice jute under the carpet that helps dissipate a bunch of heat too. And then the carpet on top.
Yeah.
So jute is the key there.
Like that.
Yeah, even if you just did the jute, I think it would really help a ton and, you know, save you a lot of time. So, yeah definitely recommend all that stuff. So the old truck's super heat resistant and quiet. So that left us the next day. We were headed to, we were going to Dorana Raceway in Xenia at Kilcare Dragway. Tom Wilhelm says, don't give Bailey any ideas on how to prepare hot dogs. Dude, it worked. I'm telling you, it was great. It was really good. But speaking of Tom Wilhelm, Tom and Julie, we're just cruising down the highway and here she comes. Or here they come. And she's got her phone up and she's recording us. And see, I was following Robert Voss and I don't remember who was behind us. Somebody else was behind us. And we're all three just cruising along and boom, like, dude, just it was so cool to see them and get to hang out. They came to the track, spent several hours with us at Dorana and did all that stuff. But before we started racing, Jim Forbes got his picture and headed out because during the Great American Detour, you have to make 6 passes at 4 tracks. So he didn't have to make passes at Dorana. And so he headed to Bowling Green, which is super cool. He's in a Corvette going to Bowling Green from Arizona, driving it. It was really a neat story. And so he went down there. Sarah Thorpe, Rodney Weaver. Sarah Thorpe, you guys know that name from all of the Rocky Mountain Race Week badassery they do. Rodney Weaver's first time I'd met him, he actually runs a 280Z with an LS and a automatic in it. But they went to the second round. Somebody else went to the second round as well, but I cannot remember. Dang. Anyways, they got first round wins because we were literally racing against local bracket racers at the event. So big shout out to Dorana for letting us do that. Chris Taylor, who runs an Explorer ST that makes like 500 wheel horsepower, he bought back in and he went all the way to the third round. So that was kind of cool. Don Harmon, which you guys know from the circuit and other Drag Driver Pete events, plus a lot of other Rocky Mountains has a red Mustang. I don't think I put a picture in here of it. No, I didn't. He broke his what turned out to be the crank pulley, but it broke the snout on his water pump. So Allison and Mike Tooley did a bunch of running. They actually went and got one, came back, it was wrong, went and got another one. And when they got the second one, dude, they bought engine paint for him to paint it so it would match. So I thought that was pretty cool. Big shout out to them. So they spent like the next 16 hours fixing that car, something like that. Like they didn't leave till the next morning. I cruised the back roads with a super cool route that Dan Baisley put together. Big shout out to him because there was no route. There was no set route for this event. So you didn't have to do anything you didn't want to. So this guy put together a great route. We just cruised along. It was awesome. It got dark. We jumped on I-70 and cruised on to Rolla, Missouri through St. Louis and all that kind of stuff. Jesse Fox and his family, I guess we didn't go all the way through St. Louis then. Jesse Fox and his family put us up for the night, did a big fire pit for us, had hot dogs and snacks and all kinds of cool stuff. It was really neat. And then Jesse gave me a bed to sleep in, which was awesome to have like a real bed at that point because I was really tired. I was ready for some real sleep. We drove next day. That took us to Wabash Valley. I didn't do a very good job with pictures on this. There's a lot going to be coming. I haven't done those up yet, but I got called out by Jim Forbes because my first pass at Durana, my only pass at Durana was a 1078. So I think I grabbed the wrong ones. You may have grabbed some photos in show week 4. I don't think I moved those over.
Oh, you moved 4 to 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had a bunch of your photos from Facebook in 4.
Yep. Here, hold on. I'll get it open here real quick. So get called out by Jim Forbes because the day before I had ran a 1078. His car was a smidge faster. My first pass at Wabash Valley was like I can't remember, like a 988 or something like that, 968 maybe. And he was like, "Hey, I think our car," it was 968. He goes, "Our cars would be pretty close." He's like, "You want to race?" I was like, "Sure." I mean, it's Jim Forbes. Yeah, like he's a big deal. He's done a bunch of these. He drives his car to the starting locations, all that kind of stuff all the time. And he's just a cool dude. And to be hanging out with him all this week was awesome. Hang on, I'm trying to get there.
Neil Zabo here said, just got back from Buckeye Skip's day 2 uploading pics for Bank Shift.
Nice. All right, so let's add some of these. So this is Bucky's meeting Robert and them. This is on our way to New York. This is what it looked like most of the trip early on. This is our first stop night. This is in the Red Ball garage. Yeah, great job grabbing these shots here. Appreciate that a whole bunch. We talked about all that a minute ago. This is in Manhattan with Rodney behind me. Of course, Robert Voss's car there in front of Red Ball. This is day 1 of us driving. Again, rain. And then this is us at Jesse's house with the fire pit. Everybody had a great time, dude. Big shout out to Jesse Fox. Thank you so much for hosting us and putting all of this together. I mean, this isn't easy to do all of this stuff. So that gets us caught up there. So Wabash Valley. Okay, those are other shots. Hold on. So Wabash Valley, Jim calls me out, beats me by, I was pulling on it. If I'd had another like 100 feet, I would have passed it. I sucked at reaction time, and I sucked at the first 60 feet. Okay, so he got me. Okay, well, Jesse Fox gets feeling froggy. He comes over. He calls me out. I smoked his ass because he spun. He's on 14s and a stick shift car and was trying to get down and get it done, and he just didn't get it done. I beat him by nearly a full second, but also during that pass ran a PB, which is a 955 in the 8th, which is pathetic for a turbo LS truck. So,
I see
yeah, this is awesome.
I seen 955 and I was like, dang, what'd you do to that truck? That's what the Mustang's going to come out running.
Yeah.
And then you said in the 8th.
Yeah. Yeah. At Durana, I literally was racing an LS swapped LTD and no helmet on, had the tent on the back, still mounted down. And I'm cruising, and as I leave, I just pull my phone up, just cruise along, recording him being faster than me. So it was pretty awesome. I recorded every pass that I was up against someone. The first pass at Wabash, I didn't have anybody in the other lane, but the next two, I got. You guys will be able to see this on the channel. I think coming up tomorrow. But it's literally me holding it against the seat, and it's Jim driving out of my life, and me almost catching him, and then it's me driving out of Jesse's life. So it's pretty fun. We had a good time that day, but I stayed too long. It was so hot. Everybody kind of just stayed and hung out, which was really cool. But we shouldn't have stayed that long. We should have got on the road and got gone. And so from there we went to Rolla, and that's when we pulled up. We didn't do any real route driving that day or anything like that. We just jumped on the highway and ran because we were so late. And I followed Dan and his co-pilot Nathan, and then Chris Taylor was with us in the Explorer. We cruised all the way to Rolla, Missouri, and ate at Waffle House. So I bought everybody dinner at Waffle House that night, and it was pretty cool to kind of have everybody. There's some folks here that you can't really see. Maybe you see Kyle there in the middle, but there was a whole film crew that was with us too. They were coming on the trip recording for a show that's coming up called Street Legends, which is pretty cool. So they were getting a bunch of the cars driving and drag racing and stories from everybody and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty neat to do that, and then basically take over Waffle House. But not a good experience, bro. It was pretty weird. Like the
man,
waitress we had, she was like, she kept acting like she was overwhelmed. It's like, why are you like, we're easy. Like, she came up to us, she had her notepad out, and she goes, will you give me just a few minutes? I've got to go outside for just a minute. We're like, we can't even order our drinks.
Yeah.
So anyways, but food was incredible, like it always is. Waffle House, you should really come on board and be part of this program here. We would love it. So that lets us Wabash Valley. That got us to Rolla. From Rolla, cruised with Daniel Baisley and Chris Taylor again, and came down Route 66 just outside of Springfield, Missouri. Had just ran it all the way through, man. It was super cool. They were both late model. I think Daniel's truck is a 2018 F-150, but it's regular cab, short bed. He pulls a drag and drive trailer that's got like an exoskeleton on it. It's mounted for tires and stuff like that. He didn't use the tire mounts, but it just looks super cool. Like his truck being low on 20s or 22s. I think it's probably on 22s. And then my truck behind him. And then Chris's Explorer looks to be lower, and it's got a set of wheels and tires on it. So it looks really good. And so we just cruised as a 3-person group, and went to Uranus Fudge Factory. That was fun to be in there and do all that stuff. Picked up some route stop memorabilia, and then at that point we started tagging the Great American Detour decals, right? So I don't know, these dudes have way more jump than I do. They were jumping way up on this sign, putting it up there, and it was cool. So we did that. I did the parking lot beers decal, we put it on there, and then of course a BTR decal, because they're the presenting sponsor of the event. And then we left there, cruised down 66, hit Gary's Gay Parita, which we've done a few times. I put a decal there. And then we did Spencer Station. I got a really cool shot of those guys coming across the bridge at Spencer Station, which I don't think we did on the circuit. I know there were a few people that did. It's right across the street. I don't know why I didn't include it, but they hit that. And then I think we cruised on into, we stopped at the car museum in Springfield, Route 66 car museum, which is closing at the end of the year because Mecum Auto Auction has bought everything in the place.
Wow.
All the memorabilia, all the cars, all the stuff. And so when we pull in, we're telling the guy about doing this race across the country, all this stuff. And he was like, oh, the Great Race, which if you guys have followed stuff, the Great Race is like pre-32 cars that are literally in like a rally race that goes this year from Chicago to Santa Monica on Route 66 and all that stuff. Usually they do these big long trips, 1,000, 1,500 mile trips. So they're doing that this year as the Great Race. But that's closing. So if you're going to be around Springfield, Missouri, you got to go in there at some point because it's really pretty cool. And then from there, we cruised on to Galena. We ate Mexican at the Mi Torita. there in downtown Galena, hung out with Brian Hayden at the Hot Rod Hangout and Speed Shop, and then went down to Aaron Perry's place, Gearhead Curios. And then from there, went to Casey's across the street so they could get E, and then went to Rainbow Bridge, and I came home. And it was very weird leaving those guys. It
Yeah.
felt very strange. So it was a good time, though, man. Big shout out to Robert Voss for putting that thing on. And those guys are still cruising. So you have some photos here. This one is a shot of Robert Voss with the hood off because the car, for a little while, couldn't decide what it wanted to do, if it was going to run right or if it was going to get too hot or whatever. And then this shot here, dude, if they had been able to figure out the SS, wow. Like pulling the trailer would have been badass, but
Yeah.
it completely destroyed the rear suspension on the SS, like bent the lower control arms and blew out all the shocks and all that kind of stuff. So Alex's brother jumped in the Suburban and brought them the Suburban and drove the SS home. So pretty sad. The stripes at the road in Galena are still there. Yes, it's still very black out in front of the road from what, a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty cool. And then we laid down some new ones. But dude, by the end, so I was going to do a big trailer burnout in front of Brian Hayden's Hot Rod Hangout, but the truck would barely spin the tires. I think it was just tired, like so tired. And it had been sitting in direct sun. So I think the tires were hot, but it just wouldn't build boost. It wouldn't spin the tire. We even put water down and it was like, nope, not going to do it. So I got a little bit of one, but it was a pathetic way to end the week. And I drove home in shame. But if you guys want to see all the stuff, I did one in front of Brian's place to start off with, and it was great, but nobody got Clint or Chris got it on camera, but it's like 4 seconds. It's after I'm already doing the burnout, but it was a great trip. So if you guys are wanting to look and follow those guys that left Galena and kept going, they're going all the way to Portofino and then up to Modesto. Those guys are doing it on the Great American Detour. You guys can find that. Just search on Facebook. It's so cool. Yeah, Tim Gorley, so much shame. It was pathetic. It will not happen again. I'll guarantee you.
Well, this was really cool. The fact that you and I both did an event in our vehicles within like a 2-week period, right?
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah. And you had already done how many miles in the truck so far this year? You did a bunch going to Rocky Mountain Race Week.
So I did 1,100 in a week going to Rocky Mountain. I did Tulsa for Power Tour in the truck, like just drive over and back 220 miles. And then I drove 875 round trip to Great Bend, Kansas and back. And then that next week I took off on this. So I mean, I put close to 4,000 miles on the truck in the month of June.
Yeah, which is incredible. You know?
It was pretty awesome, dude. It was pretty awesome. But I tell you, I don't want to look at that thing for a couple days. I had to go get. I got home last night at like 7 p.m. Showered, sat down on the couch, and I don't think I made it 20 minutes before I was nodding off. And then this morning, the wife had not picked me up some bacon. I like Aldi bacon, and so she had not grabbed that this week. And so, because she didn't know when I was coming home, so I was like, man. The F-150 was in the way. I was like, I'll just drive it over to the dude. So weird. So weird. Getting like, I had to roll the windows down on my way home. And it's like 2 minutes from my house, but I had to roll the windows down. I'm like, I can't do it. This is too quiet in here.
Yeah.
So, the old truck has power steering, which makes it easy. So it wasn't like driving was different, but it was just so quiet compared to what I had been doing, you know? Because like those trucks weren't made to go 70, right? It's like the windows down and the convertible top down. Like there's just so much noise that's going around you, you know? The windows at 70.
You said there was a rattle too, right?
Oh shit, dude. Rattles, squeaks, man. Listen, I had the door panel off that thing. I was tightening bolts all week long. Like the passenger side of the bench seat for some reason works that bolt up. And so you could get about 300 miles before it would start just going, dude, I can't handle that stuff. Like that's what gets me. I can handle a rattle and it'd be quiet for a while, but this thing just the whole time, bro, kill me.
Yeah. And you and I were talking, I've got one of the big like 5-panel mirrors across the 240, and one of the bolts on the back of that would do that. And so I know exactly how you felt. I got home that first day and I was like, where is a wrench? I need to tighten this.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And so door panel was off. The seat I had to tighten up 3 times. There is now a squeak in the driver's side door. There's a squeak behind the dash somewhere. I can't figure out where it's coming from, but it's like a rattle behind the dash. So I'm sure there's a bolt that's loose now from driving that many miles on shitty Indiana roads. So Daniel Donarski says he's 5,600 miles in so far, and they're in Albuquerque. He lives in Southern California. Big shout out to him. He did an exclusive interview for us at Drag Driver Pete of a crazy story. This dude's driving like a UFO car across the country. Dude is wild. That video will drop. I think Brian's working on it now, and I think it's for day 4. So I think it drops on Friday. So it should be pretty cool. I'm really excited to have it. And big thank you to Daniel for doing that, being willing to fight the guy at Red Ball Garage for us all. We appreciate him, and it's always cool to have friends in Southern NorCal. He's in Northern California. Sorry. He's done Redwood rallies, done 666, got a super cool Chevrolet car, just badass. Anyways, dude, it really was fun for both of us to have that experience.
Yeah.
Kind of cruising around the country in cool cars.
Yeah. It was, like I said, it was a whole different feeling, and I don't know, I feel re-energized, revitalized. Like,
Yeah.
I love the car again. Like, ready to work on the Mustang and start doing that stuff. It was great.
Well, and I think that's what's really neat. Like I just kept expecting something to happen on the truck, right? Like something's going to happen. But I took a water pump. I took a full accessory drive for the alternator, power steering pump, idler pulley, all that kind of stuff. I took both of those and just put them in the trailer and was like, that's what I'm willing to change. If it gets much deeper than that, I don't know. I'm probably not going to do a piston on the side of the road in the old truck. There's just no way to get in there without pulling the motor. But everything else, like, dude, it just cruised. Just cruised along, man. I mean, I had fuel pumps ready to go in, but hey, big shout out to Detourworks. During the circuit, they gave me a Detourworks 400, and that dude just will not die. We killed 2 525 Walbros in like 2 days of before the circuit, and then from there, dude, this Detourworks 400 has been awesome.
Yeah.
So it was cool, man. I can't wait. I'm ready for more. I'm ready for more adventure. I want it for next couple weeks. I don't want to touch this thing for a little while.
Right.
Like I'm even gonna hook up the trailer to the F-150 to take it out to my brother tomorrow. I'm not driving the old truck that it's hooked up to right now.
You may change your mind by morning.
I probably will. Yeah, Daniel says daily drive them. They won't let you down. I mean, it really, like your car's an LS with the stick shift, like the truck's an LS with a 4L80. I mean, those things were made to go a long time.
Right.
GM did a ton of research on that stuff to make it work, So now we just got to get an LSA blower for your car.
Oof. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
Please.
Yes. So, all right. What else, man? Anything else?
Man, that was a lot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was I can't say enough how much fun it was, and I feel the same way for you. Like, just hearing your stories, it was a ton of fun. Like, this was just a good span for us,
Yeah.
And it
we
really
built some
wasn't
street cred, bro.
and it really wasn't like it was hard to do the media because I wanted to do the driving, right?
Yeah.
So like I didn't stop on the side of the road as much other than the day that it rained and do photos because I was enjoying driving. I was enjoying going to the route stops, like doing all that stuff was fun. Like, you felt like you were a part of the event rather than just, the media group bombing down the interstate, taking photos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, super cool, man. All right. Well, guys, we'll see you Saturday morning.
Cody says Pro Charger.
Whew, man, maybe.
A Pro Charger would probably fit better, but there's something about an LSA blower that's just cool.
Yeah. Big shout out to Ryan and the team at Performer Built, man. We appreciate everything they've done for us here. And if you need the baddest GM transmissions on the planet. I mean, they put this 5,100-pound beast of a car with twin turbos and making a bunch of power into the tens with a 4L60. Like, do you have to say anything else?
Got to see them at Six Summer as well. They weren't racing; they were in Sick Ward, but
nice.
got to hang out with them. Gave me a whole pack of cheese one day.
Nice.
He brought 25 pounds of like some kind of cheese, and boy, he was just handing it out. It was good cheese too.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. All right. Oh, AFCO run through there. Oh, yeah. There we go. You want to lead us out?
All right. Well, thank you to all of our race car friends that I got to see at Six Summer, that you got to see on the Great American Detour. Just, again, all of our race car friends, you guys don't realize how much you guys mean to us. 30,000 on Facebook is a huge deal. Knowing that we've got race car friends from New York to California and everywhere in between is an incredible feeling. So again, thank you, each and every one of you guys. And again, our sponsors, if you need discount codes, we've got affiliate links, or we'll get you in contact with somebody at each one of these companies if you have questions. So thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Beachworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solution, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Low Dollar Motorsports, PowerTube TV, and Racing Junk. Again, thank you guys, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Later.